What's up guys, Shannon here at That Tile Chick. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to re-caulk your tile. Alright guys, so welcome back. Today we are going to be re-caulking my kitchen backsplash. This actually was my first project, my first tile project ever, and when I caulked it I used acrylic. You were supposed to use silicone, and I also didn't do a very nice job, so if you just look here it's kind of dingy, so I want to redo it. What will you need to redo a caulk job? You're going to need a caulk gun, 100% silicone caulking, and this is as close to my grout color that I can get. Latticrete makes a bunch of different colors, so I just am using smoke gray. You're going to need caulking tools, so there's just a few here that I use. It just all depends on what I'm doing, the project. This one has 3 different sizes on it, and then this has the caulk remover on the one side. This is just a caulking tool, and this is another version. I don't use this one as much, but there's all different things you can use. It's all depending on your preference. To remove the caulk, you're gonna need a knife. And then I like to just grab a little bucket for any trash, because I have paper towels and all that other stuff that I'm going to be having, and just to keep everything nice and neat in a little bucket. And then this is the most important tool, but we'll get to that in just a moment of what this is actually for. So first things first, I'm going to get started on using the knife to cut out the old caulking. So you need a little bit of elbow grease, and then I'm going to go back with one of these to kind of pull it out. And I'll probably, once I get it out, I might be able to just pull it out with my hands, but we'll see how it goes. So let's get started on that. All right, so I got my knife, changed out the blade so it's nice and sharp. I'm just going to run it along this joint right here to just loosen it up. You're gonna need to use a little bit of elbow grease. So when I did this, I don't think I even used enough caulking in the first place. So I'm going at a high 45 up at the top, and then I'm gonna come back and try to go straight on at the bottom to try to make like a channel to loosen it up. I'm gonna be sore. This is a shoulder workout. All right, so we dug out all of the old caulking. I was going to use this tool. This is what this is made to pull out the caulk, but it's too big to fit into our joint, so it didn't really help us. So I had to use the combination of the knife going in at a deep 40, going in straight, and doing a lot of digging. And then I ended up using one of these little tools. I use this a lot when I'm setting tile to clean grout joints, etc., etc. This is just like the Husky pick set that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's. They probably make, other brands probably make it too. You could probably get it on Amazon. So next thing I'm going to do is, well, after we dug all the caulking out, I used just a blade to just scrape off any caulking that was attached to either the countertop or the tile itself, so that there wasn't any residue stuck there. So now it's nice and clean. I'm gonna give it a quick vacuum. I'm gonna wipe it down with a paper towel and some Windex or glass cleaner, let that dry, and then we'll go over and do our bead of caulking, and that will be it. So let's get to the next steps. Okay, so we cleaned the area. We made sure that there's no leftover residue, there's no crumbs, gunk, junk, anything. It's all nice and clean. It's dry. So what I would recommend if you want to clean your area, I would use acetone. I accidentally previously mentioned using the spray cleaner. You don't want to do that because the spray cleaner will not allow the silicone to adhere. So use something like acetone, allow it to fully dry, and then you know that your space will be very clean. So next we're going to cut our tube. You can cut it at a shallow angle like this. Grab your caulking gun, and then we're gonna get started. Okay, so here's an example of what our finished product is going to look like. So to get there, we're going to do a couple steps. Step one will be to run our bead of caulk all the way through. Next will be to use the Sprayway glass cleaner. So if you do not have this cleaner, you can use soap and water in a spray bottle. That will work as well. But basically what this does is it doesn't allow the silicone to stick to your tool. So you'll get a nice smooth finish like you see over there on our other bead. And then once we spray the entire bead, I like to wet my tool a little bit as well with the glass cleaner. And then I go through and I press even at a nice angle and I run the tool across the entire joint. Wipe it off on a paper towel, throw the paper towel in my bucket, throw it in the trash, let it dry, and you're good to go. So we'll get to that. First things first, I'm gonna run the bead of caulk. So I just want to show you guys something. Over here, I didn't get enough caulking. So you want to make sure that your joint is overfilled like that. So when you run your caulking tool, it doesn't pull it out and actually make like a crevice in there. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to add a little bit more before I go to the next step. So now you're going to spray your glass cleaner or your soap and water mixture onto your joint. You don't want to go too close because you don't want to like penetrate it and make marks. You just want to get a nice even layer across the entire thing, just like that. And I like to just put a little on my tool. So now I'm going to start over here where I started, and I'm going to press firmly. And what I like to do is I like to put one side of the tool against the tile, because if you go if you go directly on like this, you end up digging it out too much. I like to go on this angle up at 45. So I'm just using this other tool with the different sizes on it to clean up certain spots, because this tile has a beveled edge to it. So in certain areas, if I took pressure off just slightly, it will leave like a bigger caulk area than the next one, or it will smudge onto the tile. So I'm just using this to clean it up, and I just add some glass cleaner to it. And I just clean up the areas that I think need to be fixed a little, like this. Smooth it out. All right, guys, we're all finished up. We have our nice new bead of caulk over here. Just a quick reminder, you want to use a 100% silicone at all of your changes of plane, especially where two hard surfaces meet, to allow for expansion. This prevents your tiles from cracking over time. So we decided to take out our old acrylic caulk because it just looked bad. This was my first tile job, so we wanted to replace it and make it look better. And also we wanted to put the recommended product in place. So just a quick recap. We dug out the old caulking, we vacuumed and cleaned the area. Then we went back, we ran our bead of caulk, Then we used Sprayway cleaner, glass cleaner is ammonia free. Sprayed the entire bead of caulk. Then we used a caulking tool to tool it and make it nice and smooth. If you do not have access to that glass cleaner, you can also create your own mixture of soap and water in a spray bottle, and that works just as well. Just be careful with that though, because I've had some trouble where it works too well and it actually pulls the silicone out of the joint. So it's a little bit tougher to work with. I prefer the Sprayway glass cleaner. Okay guys, so that wraps it up. Thanks for watching. Please tell me what you thought of the video. Drop a comment, smash the like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. We will see you on the next one. Tile check out.